St Mark's Holbrook was commissioned and built on literally fields. I've got a number of parishioners and members of the church who remember when this was just fields and the housing estate was built, and in the midst of that the church. And at the time the parishioners were incredibly generous. There was so much that the plans afforded. They raised money to make the church just a little bit bigger and the hall next door. And the vision right from the start was they had a thing called seed time, where they literally sowed seeds, dropped letters and invitations into every door in the new estate that had just been built. And I've inherited the fruit of that. The number of people who've come through invitation, and you've just seen the cafe, over 100 people every week who come. They're lonely or bereaved, or they're just wanting community or wanting to join in with what God's doing. And actually that frankly has been, I come here and I go, Lord, what are you doing? Show me what you're doing, show me the people, show me the opportunity. And one of the most obvious ones is the next housing development, which is in Mowbray, just across the bypass. It's projected to be about 2,500 properties, about 10,000 people. They're calling it a village. It'll be a small town. At the moment there's about 200 people there, and as each property is finished, someone else moves in. Our associate is tasked specifically with going in, visiting, knocking on doors and beginning to build Christian community, which he's doing to great effect, with a team of about 25, 30 people here, praying, visiting, sort of pub walks, that kind of thing, quizzes, to just get to know people and encourage them along. We've seen, in fact there was someone at the cafe today who has moved into Mowbray, heard about us, came on Sunday, really enjoyed it and has begun to plug in. So you tell those stories. People love stories, and when you start to tell those stories, you say, imagine what God could do if ... And the if ... is, if we had the resource. That's people, that's imagination, creativity, and frankly, money. But in my experience, I found in London, where I was before, and here, money follows vision. And if you set out a kind of bold, realistic but bold vision. I remember someone once saying, if your vision doesn't scare you, it probably dishonours God. So a kind of slightly scary vision, that if it isn't for prayer and for the resourcing of the kingdom, and money is part of that, then we're not going to see this happen. But here's the vision for, in our case, Mowbray, for a new worshipping community in the middle of the Mowbray town village. Which is 15 years off, but we want to be there now, sowing putting in the roots and sowing the seeds of a new Christian community there. And that frames pretty much everything else we do. It's why we're engaged with parents and children and parenting and so on, because we're concerned about the new, the emerging generations. We want to see them flourish in a sort of weird and confusing world right now. And that all takes, time and resource. But when you paint the picture, then it's relatively easy for the sort of financial ask, I've found.